I'm on the Greek island of Rhodes. The location is in the eastern Med. This video will be hands-on, on-site history. We'll be looking at something that occupies a very quiet corner in WW2 military history. The brown earth lies stupefied not only by the sun but the weight of memory. First off, the general area, Germans and Italians needed these islands to prevent the British using it to mount operations in the mainland Greece. This particular hill, Italians had a heavy weapons battery, coastal artillery here to repel the British. They had 3 guns, 2 of them 6-inch, ironically manufactured under English Armstrong Company license. The license was decades old, though. The hill is overlooking everything important. The city of Rhodos. And the strait between the island and Turkey. There you can see, maybe you make it out, the position of the third gun, 120 millimeters Italian designed Ansaldo gun, double barrels, a barely visible dirt track, concrete reinforced platform at the entrance of the bunker. You can see already this place is pretty much forgotten. We got ammo shelves. Got a good sea view to spot any British ships. British destroyer on the horizon, 150 dead men, 10 tons of flesh and bones, 10,000 years of life that will never be lived. Let's see how this looks outside. Not the strongest bunker I have ever encountered, but maybe did its job. 20 meters from the gun position we got this machine gun nest pillbox. I don't know if you can see it. It's in the middle of the frame. A few of these have survived on the side of this hill, well hidden and protected and above any approaching enemy landing party. A machine gun ready to cut them to pieces as they fall back to the sea. Let's see if we can get inside. It's pretty impossible. Earlier I spotted a similar bunker nearer to the shoreline. I'll show you a well-hidden machine gun bunker now on top of the pillbox, located near a potential landing beach near the city. This Finnish Army canteen. You can see the chess emblem, the rook, the large mouth does not freeze shut as easily as the smaller mouth units. Very useless feature in this 34 Celsius degrees. It's like being wedged in Satan's armpit. This stifling heat. We got these small personal shelters slash storage bunkers all over the place. They are small. I hope nobody lives here. Let's continue. An open type anti-aircraft gun bunker ahead. Italians widely use the 20mm Scotti guns here in Rhodes. A low altitude gun, barely reaching up to 2 kilometers with 250 round per minute rate of fire. From this position you can almost see the sea horizon. The elevated road, probably modern, blocks the view by a meter or so. We got two of these bunkers here. These planks block the entrance to the AA bunker. Let's try to get inside the other way. That's the blocked entrance. A very small chamber. Something nasty looking nesting on the ceiling. I believe not necessary to kill it with fire. God's creation after all. Everybody's got to be somewhere. In the backyard we got this fortified trench. Somehow this looks a bit ancient. May have existed here long before the modern AA bunkers were built. Bomber, god damn it, man, those flags now. Maledetti bastardi. Now, this Italians versus Germans. On September 8th, 1943, Italy surrendered unconditionally to the Allies. Germany reacted with Operation Axis. That was to disarm the Italian army everywhere and keep all the weapons and assets out of the hands of the Allies. Here in Rhodes, Italians outnumbered Germans by 5-1. Italians had 40,000 troops here, Germans around 7,000. The battle itself, it was only a 3-day clash. Italians had air superiority, 65 aircraft, maybe a bit outdated, but the air superiority is key if you know how to use it and you got the means. Italians had the ground troop superiority, but the Germans had their superb General Ulrich Kleemann. He was definitely on his A game on this one. The Germans also had 150 tanks, while Italians had no armored fighting vehicles. The end game, the Italian headquarters surrendered September 11th, 1943. A 3-day battle. They say a regular Italian grunt was not ready to give up so easily, but I guess I don't know if you are very persistent, will there be anything left? I mean, think of how Germany lost the war on their home turf. No nation has ever lost a war the way Germany lost. Those pictures taken in 1945. Defeat is not a big enough word. Armageddon would be better. The whole country had been smashed to powdered rubble by a juggernaut. Every time a phone company digs a trench for a cable, they will find skulls and bones and teacups and shells and rusted out Panzerfausts. Of course, when you give up easily, become a POW, nearly 40,000 Italians. This island became a prison island. Very quickly Germans realized we can't take care of this kind of population, so thousands of POWs were herded onto cargo ships, which then sailed for mainland Greece. During these voyages, thousands died. For example, one was sunk by a British HMS Eclipse. 1,600 Italian prisoners lost their lives. Another incident was this steamer Oria, crammed with over 4,000 prisoners. A storm sunk the ship. Prison island. There are some traces still left. This old textile mill used to be a prison camp. Probably conditioned staff, rations meager. Contrary to the popular myth, many of my viewers remember the movie The Great Escape from the 60s, Steve McQueen and so on. In reality, most prisoners were too weak from hunger to escape. The longer the slump, the deeper the pit you have to crawl out of. Those who did get beyond the wire ran the very real risk of being shot. Apollo is hot. He's the sun god. There needs to be a maximum forestation in the mid region. The more trees, the cooler it is. Everybody knows that. Being a POW, on the other hand, it all depends. Your time here could have been comfortable. After all, a prison cannot function without the cooperation of its inmates. It cannot do so for very long. So a man who can lead his fellow prisoners, who can deliver their cooperation or withhold it, can get almost anything he asks for, even from the Germans. After these moral poisoning thoughts, chalk it up to my personal weakness perhaps. On the other hand, you can't go through life with the whole world kissing your ass. Maybe simply look upon me as good therapy. Anyway, one requires physical remedies like a pint of lager beer. I was here so you don't have to. Bless up. See you in the next video.